Hello everyone, happy Thursday. I'm out here in nature and I wanted to make a video about the full moon in Sagittarius that's happening tomorrow and the eclipse. So this is a lunar eclipse, a moon eclipse, and we have 3 eclipses in a row, and I made several videos on that already uh, on another channel, but I'll make them as I go for this channel. So what I wanted to share with you guys is that this full moon in Sagittarius, fire energy, lunar eclipse, and it is going to be the first of 3 in a row eclipses happening in spring, and then the other 2 in summer, I believe. So the lunar eclipse is going to be a time of being still. That's the best advice that is given spiritually at eclipses, whether they're lunar eclipse or they're solar eclipse. So this one is happening at 12:12 noon, that is Pacific Standard Time, and then that would be 12:1, 2, 3, 3:12 Pacific Standard Time. Okay, so usually people would go out and watch the eclipse, right? So there's many different spiritual beliefs depending on the culture, the tribe, ancient beliefs, right? However, at the eclipses, it is suggested that it's not a good time to eat during that duration. This eclipse is going to be 15 degrees 33 minutes. So at 12:12 is the high peak, and for 33 minutes is the full power of the lunar eclipse. So for your location, you should know the time and what the high peak is. That's the most powerful time. And most spiritual people say it's a good time to be indoors, to really just be still and watch what's happening. Just observe. Observe how you feel, observe yourself. It's kind of like you giving yourself a little time out. And during the high peak, it's just not to eat because of the way that the energy, that the magnetic pull of the earth, the center of the earth with the moon, it will affect the digestion in the stomach, okay? It won't operate the same way. We are connected to earth. Obviously, this is where we live. We can't separate ourselves with ego from our environment. So that is the spiritual suggestion from what I have learned and researched, right? So within that high peak and that duration times, it's not a good idea to eat at that time. Some people will fast for that day. So it depends on your time zone. You wake up, you might have something to drink that's light, that doesn't really take a lot to digest. That's up to you, you know. So for some people, they would practice that and just maybe fast for the day, or just do something to drink. And when that time passes, then after that, they will eat. So it's basically just knowing where you are, where your time zone is, and what's the high peak. And then for 33 minutes, allow yourself within that time to really be still, right? The high peak is really important, and being still, observing yourself, observing what's going on. Just see what's going on. If you are someone that journals, you can write down, like in astrology, that they will keep track of what happened during this retrograde, these 2 planets being right next to each other in the same house, okay, when they conjunct, what happened during that time, and history will show different actions will take place. I'm getting a little sun here, yay. Different things will take place during certain planetary alignments, okay? So this is the energy pull of our universe. So there's a lot to be said about that. At this time, we want to recognize that this is a very heightened time right now, okay? And what we can do, especially on a high moon day, because it's going to be a full moon, right, is when we see the manifestation of certain things that started on the new moon, as I've said before in my other videos. So what happened on the past new moon, or what happened right before then, within that new moon cycle leading up to the full moon, we will already hear things revealing 3 days before the full moon, or on the full moon. And since this is eclipse, anything that happens during this time is very powerful. So if you watch my astrology videos, you'll see from what I learn, I share, I study, I write it down, I see how it relates to my life, and I see how it relates to my world. So the best thing that we can do tomorrow, Friday, is to really use today to plan. So I'm putting out this video and I'm making it really short. Is plan how your day is going to be. For me, I'm just going to, maybe just drink fluids, and I'm traveling at the moment, so I didn't want to be outside, but during that high peak time, I will check my location where I'll be, and just like give myself that 33 minutes rest inside, and that's the best that I can do on the trip, and just really see how things unfold for that day, and really bless yourself every day you wake up. I'm so grateful for my qigong teacher, my tai chi teachers, my yoga teachers, everyone that I've learned from over the since I was 16. I started studying esoteric and spirituality and so forth. I was always interested in it, and from all my learning from people I've met and from teachers, you have to do what's right for you, and you have to make sure that you feel safe, you feel good, and that you start your day always with some kind of practice, some kind of routine that is going to strengthen you for yourself, right? Because you're fighting yourself, and then you're fighting the world, right? And fighting is a powerful word, but we need to use those words, right? I'm not a lofty person. So we have to be strong for ourselves, and we have to be strong for whatever that day is going to present us with, right? So it's like, for me, I've always think of myself and people I admire as spiritual warriors. We're peaceful, however, we are strong. So what are you going through right now? And then how can you use this eclipse to signify, where are you going off course? Because the moon is moving out of its own alignment, right? And it's going into the shadow of the earth. So the energy is not a good energy to pull down on, right? You don't want to do many traditions, they don't do any kind of, they sit still in wonder, but you're supposed to sit still in deep thought. So you're not pulling down energy on that day, so on that day, you're not pulling in any energy. I won't do my morning qigong that day. I'll do it today. I'm going to do it in a little bit. I'll do my sun meditation. I haven't missed a beat on my own personal 100-day meditation, and any of my qigong. Okay, so my tai chi, I need to put some more time. But we all have our things going on, homeschooling our kids, our own personal life, and so on. So we're human. We're real. I'm human. So have your morning practice. The morning practice, I would say, for tomorrow would be to be still and observe, right? Before 12 o'clock tonight, you can, if you do whatever your Friday practice will be, do it before, that actual eclipse, okay? So for me, I'll do my morning practice. I'm starting it a little bit later today. And tomorrow I'll be in observation, just observing things. And I think we naturally observe what's going on in our lives, our home, our world anyway. But using Friday, the eclipse day, to just watch and see, and being still and just seeing what that day brings. It doesn't mean that you don't do things that you need to physically do, but as far as spiritual practice, it's more an observation in the spiritual practice, okay? On all the eclipses, the lunar eclipse, the solar eclipse, before I go, you don't want to charge your crystals. You don't want to do anything. That's just my personal practice. Depends on what tradition you follow and what resonates with you. A lot of times people will try things and they say, oh, that didn't work. Just like an animal would eat a fruit and they'll see that the other animal died or eat something. So you don't eat that, right? There was always someone in the tribe to test herbs, right? And like, oh, that one didn't work, or this is for this, or that is for that, right? So there's always a testing that we do, and we when we're on shore, and we gravitate to what is naturally resonate with us, right? So I hope that you guys enjoy your practice. If you guys have any questions, please comment and just enjoy the day. Do what you need to do, and have that day as a spiritual day to observe what is going on in your life and around you. So I hope you guys have a good Friday, and I look forward to seeing you guys again. Peace.